and welcome to today's class. I'm super excited that you voted for a slow and stretchy flow. So this, I guess, you can really fit into any part of your day, especially now when we're staying inside a lot more. There's all the lockdowns and home offices. It's really good to sometimes just take a moment to listen to your body and bring some love into each and every muscle. So let's start in a nice cross-legged seated position, and if you have a block, then please grab a block or have a pillow at the ready to sit on. It's very nice to sit on here to be able to elevate and straighten the spine. So as we're sitting here, just roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back just for a few moments, really warming up this part of the body. We tend to shrug a lot while we're sitting at computers or if we're texting. So this is just a nice little reminder that we should get our shoulders up and down the back and then straighten the spine. And then taking them forward, seeing how high you can get those shoulders up to the ears and how big a range of motion you can get. And last time. And then bringing the hands down onto the thighs, we're just going to slowly drop one ear to the opposite shoulder and changing sides. Just warming up the neck a little bit. If you don't tend to have any tension in the neck, you can also roll the neck down so the chin comes to the chest and then taking it to the opposite side. But just be really gentle here. We all know what it's like when you trap a nerve or something in your neck. It can have you out for days, so please be gentle and breathe deeply. And then coming back through center. Let's remove the block of the pillow if you can, and then we're going to come into a wide-legged toe sit. So you're up on the toes here, sit back onto the heels, and this is a gentler form of the regular toe sit here, where we're stretching out the soles of the feet. And as we're doing this, we're going to warm up the wrists here. So bring the hands down onto the mat and just take a couple circles, bringing your weight up and round. Feeling a little bit of gentle pressure on the wrists. And then rotating in the opposite direction. Feeling a nice stretch as you come back onto the heels and the feet. And then bringing the fingers so they're facing out towards the side and just rocking side to side. Stretching the forearms, warming up the wrists, stretching out the fingers. And then slowly, if you can, bringing those fingers facing towards you and then just taking a little bit of gentle pressure, rocking back and forth. Feel that nice stretch along the forearms here. Just pulsing. Okay, bringing the hands back forward, sit onto the heels for a moment and just shake the wrists out. Connect with the breath. Okay, and then let's make our way into a nice tabletop position. So spreading out wide through the fingertips, we're going to really push through the fingers, so we're keeping the weight off the wrists, even though they're warm now. Your hips are over the knees as always. And let's just start with our cat-cows, so dropping the belly, opening the chest, gazing up, breathing in. And as you exhale, push through those fingers, chin comes in towards the chest and stretching out the back body. And again, inhale, dropping the belly, arching the back, gazing up. And exhaling, pushing that mat away, gazing towards the knees, belly towards spine. One more time here. Breathing deeply, opening the chest, and exhale. And then slowly coming through center, we'll take a nice little strengthener here as we bring our left leg out behind us. Make sure that the hips are stable here and bringing the right arm out in front. We're going to cactus the arm and bend the knee and see if you can bring them to either side. Really warming up the core and then straightening out. And then bending the knee and elbow, a little bit of strength before we stretch, don't worry, and straightening out. And then bending one last time and seeing if you can pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's floss the shoulders here to reset. So you drop the chest down towards the mat, rolling around, and just warming up those shoulder blades. This should feel really nice. coming back to center, taking it to the other side. So the right leg goes out this time, making sure the hips are nice and stable, core is activated and the spine is long, and then the left arm comes out in front of us. Finding your balance and your stability, pushing through all 5 fingers on that right hand, and then bending the knee and also the arm, taking it to the side, and then straightening it out. 2 more times. And out. And then out. And lengthen. And then bending to the side, and we take those 5 pulses up. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This time we're going to tuck our toes under and pushing our hips back and up into our first downward facing dog. So pushing in through all 10 fingers here, dropping those shoulders away from the ears, bending the knees generously as you need to. The beginning of class, it's always your hamstrings and the back of the legs can be super tight. So just give yourself a moment to straighten the spine out, lengthen the hips up towards the ceiling, bending the knees. And then if it feels good for you, you can start to see if you can drop one heel at a time. And breathing deeply here. We're going to bring our right leg behind the left leg. We're going to bend into the left knee here and then push that right heel down towards the mat. This should stretch out the hips here. Maybe if you want to push into your right hand a little bit more, you can make it into a nice full body side stretch. And then swapping sides. So coming back to center, replacing. Left foot goes behind the right foot, bending into the right knee and feeling that beautiful stretch along the hips. And then maybe pushing a little bit deeper into that left hand to get a deeper stretch. You stay here for one more breath as I tuck myself in. And then coming back to center. Walking those feet towards the middle of the mat, walking the hands to meet the feet, bend your knees generously, and as always we'll take a nice ragdoll here. So grabbing one elbow and the opposite elbow and then swaying from side to side. The key here is to have your torso on top of the thighs and to really let your head, your neck and your shoulders hang heavy, allowing that weight to really stretch out the spine and the back. One more deep breath here as we hang. And then slowly releasing the hands down. We're going to toe heel the feet to the outside of the mat, so just to either side, heels facing in, toes pointing outwards, and sit your hips back into Yoga Squat Malasana. If this is hard and you're up onto your heels, see if you can take that block and sit on it, or the pillow, that also can help you a little bit here, or lean forward and press onto the fingers. If you're down, bring the hands together at heart center and bring the elbows to the inside of the legs and push your hips and your knees open and feel that beautiful deep stretch here. You can close off the eyes, connect with the breath, and see if as you inhale, you can use this as a cue to lengthen the spine and the crown of the head all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, feel as if there's a weight onto your hips and you're really dropping them closer towards the ground. One more breath here. And exhale. And then opening the eyes slowly, we're going to power up through the legs and come to standing. So come together with me and making your way up to standing. Now, bringing the feet now hip width distance apart. We're going to bend that right knee and bring it in towards the chest, hugging the knee in towards your chest, coming maybe up towards the shoulder blade here on the right side, and then just take some foot circles here, warming up the ankles, stretching it out, changing it into the opposite direction, also working on your balance here. And then we're going to come into a standing pigeon here. So you're going to bring the right ankle on top of the knee, so just above the knee, sorry. Bringing the hands again to heart center, and we're going to lean forward. So maybe you already feel the stretch here, or maybe you can actually connect the elbows and leg together. And if this is also too easy for you and you want a deeper stretch, you can bring the hands down and play with straightening the leg out and bending. wherever you are. Maybe it's nice to also challenge your balance here with your hands again at heart center. Breathing deeply. This is a really nice stretch and strengthening pose. Good to do anytime. Working on mental stability as well as we hold the balance. We'll take one more deep breath here. And exhale. And then we're going to fire up the muscles on the left leg and bring yourself up to standing. Enjoying the wobbles to get there. Keep that knee bent, and we're going to bring the inside of our foot into the inside of the left leg and coming into tree pose here. A nice little hip opener and balance. Oh, as I'm talking, I'm losing mine. Bringing the hands together at heart center. If you'd like to, you can also bring your arms up. And if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you can also bring your right hand onto the right leg and then lean over to the right with the left arm coming up and over the ear. Wherever you might be, holding here, pushing through all four corners of that left leg, maybe staring at something on the wall that isn't moving. One more breath here. And then slowly coming back to center, hands to heart center, bringing the knee in towards the chest again, and then dropping that right foot. Shaking yourself out. We're going to do it on the other side here, so really focusing on your breath and the movements. So, as again, now pressing through the right foot this time, bring the left leg in towards the chest here and grab it with the arms. Making those nice little ankle circles here in one direction. And the other. Oops, losing my balance as I look away. And then slowly bringing that left ankle on top of the right knee this time, so just above it, not on top of the knee exactly. Hands coming to heart center, and then we lean up and over this leg, seeing how this side feels. Focusing on balancing here. Don't worry if you ever fall out, you can just get back on in. That is the name of the game. And then if you'd like to, you can also release your hands down if you'd like a deeper stretch and work on straightening the right knee and bending it. Otherwise, staying in our balancing pose. Holding here for one more deep and beautiful breath as we stretch out the glutes. And exhale. Firing through that right leg again, bringing the knee back in towards the chest. You've got this. And we come into tree pose. So bringing the inside of the foot to the inside of the thighs, pressing together, bringing the hands together at heart center. And if you'd like, take one of the variations before. And maybe leaning over. Wherever you are, holding here. Breathing deeply. And seeing if you can grow taller with every inhale. And ground down with every exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. And then bringing that knee back in towards the chest, your last balance. And bringing the foot down. Well done. Shake out the legs. And then let's meet at the top of the mat. So bring the feet together here. Bring your hands together at heart center. Let's take a moment before we move on, just to be still with our own breaths. Feel as you inhale, your heart meeting your thumbs and pressing the hands forward. Keeping the connection with the exhale. One more breath here. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. And let's keep moving. So inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, bend at the knees, coming into our nice forward fold. We're going to inhale, come to a nice flat back position. And then as you exhale, plant the hands, and you're going to this time step the left foot back. Coming into our runner's lunge, rocking forward and back. And maybe taking a couple circles here. Just feeling comfortable in this nice hip stretch. And then walking that back leg in, we're going to come into pyramid pose. And we inhale, coming back into that flat back position. And And we exhale and we fold over the right leg. Seeing if we can energetically pull that right hip closer in towards the body and letting the crown of the head float and energetically pull towards your right toes. One more breath here. And then slowly walking that left foot back out. Inhale, open up, lift that right arm up to the sky for an easy twist. And then dropping the back knee, staying where you are in the twist. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, dropping those hips down. Inhale. And maybe bending the back leg and grabbing the back foot, allowing that to get a nice quad stretch in. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. And then releasing the back foot, we're going to bring both hands onto the mat, framing the front foot, tuck the back toes under, and lift yourself back up into downward facing dog. Bending one knee at a time, shaking the head out as we reset. Bring the left foot forward this time and come into our runner's lunge, making those rocks forward and back. Maybe making those small circles here. Opening up the hips. And then walking that right foot in this time, straightening out the front leg, and then dropping the head down, coming into our pyramid pose. Breathing deeply into the back of that left leg. Dropping the head, neck and shoulders, allowing yourself to relax in the upper body. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly lifting the head up, walking that back leg out again, planting the right hand on the mat, and now opening up to the opposite side with the left arm up. Easy twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. And then slowly dropping that back knee, staying in a nice twist here. Breathing. And exhale. And then slowly bending that back leg if you'd like to and catching the foot. Inhaling to twist. And then exhale, dropping those hips down. Inhale. And exhale. And then releasing the back leg, framing that front foot, tucking the back toes under, and lifting your way back up. Downward facing dog. Great work. So bending one knee at a time, shaking the head out. Do whatever it feels good for you to feel comfortable. And then we're going to drop the knees down onto the mat, cross over at the ankles, and find your way into a seated position. Let's bring the legs out in front of us here. Shiggle yourself around so you feel like you can get a nice straight spine here. We're going to bend that right knee on top of the left knee, flex the right foot, so we're coming into half cow face. Bring both fingertips, or both sets of hands, to either side of your hips and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, we're going to fold over the leg, walking the hands out in front of us and dropping the head. Getting this really deep stretch in the hips, along the back of the leg. And even if you're up here, don't worry, we're just working on energetically pulling the body up and over the legs. One more nice breath here. And exhale. Slowly walking the hands back up to the body. Planting now that right foot down on the mat. Bringing the right fingertips behind us. And we're going to inhale, lengthen the left arm up. And come into a nice twist. So either hooking that elbow on top of the knee, or you can grab the leg, whatever feels good for you. Try and plant the left leg down on the mat and flex the feet. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center. Bringing bring both knees slightly in towards the chest and give yourself a nice hug before we take it to the other side. And then bringing both legs out again. And this time it's the left knee coming on top of the right knee. Flexing both feet. Bringing both hands to either side of you, lengthen the spine. And then folding up and over. Don't worry about where you might be. This is a really tight position. A nice deep stretch in places that we don't normally stretch. So don't worry if it feels like you can't go down too far, that's okay. That's why you have to start somewhere, and it's good for you to open up, even if gently. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Wherever you are, tucking the chin into the chest, walking those hands to meet the body, and then flattening out that left foot this time, bringing those left fingertips behind you, and inhale, lengthening the right arm up to the sky, and then taking whatever variation of the twist you took on the opposite side. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, and exhaling to twist. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. Slowly coming back to center, bringing both legs out in front of you, and we'll just take a gentle forward fold with the knees bent if you need. Inhaling the arms up towards the ceiling, and exhaling, coming all the way down into our forward fold. Grabbing the calves, maybe grabbing the ankles or the feet. And the name of the game here is to energetically pull the crown of the head towards the toes, lengthening out the entire back body and the back of the legs. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lifting the upper body up. Bringing the soles of the feet together. And our last pose is one of my favourite poses, butterfly pose. So grabbing the ankles or the shins and just lengthen up that spine. And then exhale, folding over the legs. You can bring the arms out in front of you if you'd like, palms facing down. Let the head hang completely heavy here, and allow yourself to just fold over the legs and the feet. Breathe deeply here. And with each exhale, allow your body to become even heavier, allowing the hips to open even deeper. And one more nice deep breath here. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. Tucking the chin in towards the chest, rolling yourself up really gently, crossing the legs, coming back into our seated position. And then rolling the shoulders up and down the back one last time. And bringing those hands together at heart center, and thank yourself for showing up on the mat today. Hopefully you really feel that full body stretch. We also managed to fit in a little bit of strengthening. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed it and you feel awesome, and I will see you next time.